Everybody Loves Me When I'm Dead 2025 opens with a hauntingly poetic narration from the perspective of Julian Cross, a once famous Hollywood filmmaker whose career collapsed after a series of scandals and a mysterious disappearance 10 years ago. The movie plays with time and perception, blurring the line between life and legacy as Julian returns to Los Angeles to reclaim his name. The setting is drenched in noir-like visuals, flickering neon lights, cracked mirrors, and camera flashes that symbolize fame's cruel afterlife. Julian begins working on a new film titled The Resurrection of Me, but soon, eerie events mirror scenes from his own script. The boundary between fiction and reality dissolves when he starts seeing the ghost of Lana Wilde, his former muse and rumored lover, who died on the last film they made together. Lana's presence leads Julian down a rabbit hole of guilt, betrayal, and madness. Each night, he's haunted by visions of his unfinished movie playing on empty screens, while tabloids resurface old secrets about how Lana really died. Supporting characters like Clara Bennett, a young film student obsessed with Julian's lost masterpiece, and Victor Hale, his manipulative ex-producer, add layers of suspicion and deceit. As Julian's obsession deepens, he begins filming his own breakdown, believing he can immortalize his redemption on camera. But the deeper he dives, the more he realizes he might already be dead or worse, living a scripted nightmare written by someone else. The first half of the film is a psychological labyrinth of fame, guilt, and paranoia, pulling viewers into Julian's unstable mind where reality constantly shifts and the audience becomes part of his haunting performance. The second half of Everybody Loves Me When I'm Dead turns into a surreal descent into Julian's crumbling psyche. The lines between movie sets and real life blur completely as Julian's new project transforms into a self-made documentary about his guilt and the people he destroyed. Clara uncovers footage from Lana's final day that suggests Julian may have accidentally caused her death, yet the film hints at darker forces manipulating both of them. Victor Hale reappears, trying to control Julian's comeback, but his true motive is to use Julian's madness for profit, releasing the unfinished footage as a posthumous masterpiece. As the climax builds, Julian hosts a secret premiere in an abandoned theater, where the audience turns out to be ghosts of everyone he wronged: Lana, his estranged wife, his former co-stars, each silently watching as his confession plays on screen. The moment is breathtakingly eerie. The film within the film shows Julian admitting his sins before vanishing in a final shot that leaves the theater empty. The ending leaves viewers questioning if Julian ever truly returned or if the entire story was his purgatory, a cinematic echo of a man desperate to be loved, even after death. The movie closes with Clara completing Julian's film, her voiceover reflecting that fame is not immortality, it's just a haunting that never fades. The characters, Julian's tragic self-destruction, Lana's ghostly allure, Clara's obsessive devotion, and Victor's corporate greed, each represent a fragment of Hollywood's obsession with perfection and decay. The soundtrack, filled with distorted violins and camera shutter sounds, amplifies the dread of chasing eternal fame. Everybody Loves Me When I'm Dead isn't just a thriller, it's a haunting reflection on the price of legacy, art, and the dark romance between creation and destruction, leaving audiences mesmerized long after the credits fade.